Cathie Wood is selling Tesla to focus her efforts onto areas she believes will beat Tesla by a large margin. She still believes Tesla will increase in value by at least 3 times, but she has discovered an opportunity that might return 10 or even 25 times the original investment. Many people think Cathie is crazy, but she never buys stocks without doing her homework at ARK Invest. When she bought Tesla at $40 per share post-split, her conviction was backed up by clear transition to electric vehicles at a discount. Cathie is now in a similar situation where the entire backdrop is setting the stage for a massive rally in a few stocks. Her anecdotal evidence supports this, pointing to significant short and long-term rewards. But before we begin, make sure to keep yourself informed and engaged by subscribing to the channel, clicking the notification bell, and turning on all notifications so you won't miss our latest uploads. The majority of investors were critical of Cathie's recent performance, but short-term results do not often imply long-term benefits. Tesla stock sank by more than 50% over several years before increasing in value by more than 20 times. Recently, Bitcoin has had a terrible year, yet it still outperforms every single index on a 5-year time frame. Recently, Cathie sold a lot of Tesla stock, Twitter, Palantir, and a slew of other companies to invest substantially into 2 industries: stay-at-home stocks and cryptocurrency. Pretty sure 90% of you would have most likely clicked away from the video, but the remaining 10% surely will profit handsomely. When done correctly, opposing viewpoints can yield astronomical benefits. Let's start with cryptocurrency. For years, cryptocurrencies have been scrutinized by regulators. China and 8 other governments have outright banned cryptocurrency, while 42 more nations have implied bans. Many countries are missing out on the potential benefits of cryptocurrencies in the economic system, whereas the United States is doing exactly the opposite. The United States is on the verge of fully adopting cryptocurrency, according to the recent pronouncements and interactions from US regulators. Many politicians, including the chair of SEC Gary Gensler, the Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen, and even President Joe Biden, are changing their minds about crypto, according to Cathie herself. Those are pretty powerful politicians too, who, with a flip of a finger, can hasten the adoption of crypto. SEC Chair Gary Gensler recently discussed his new and upcoming actions to protect cryptocurrency investors. In addition, Biden signed an executive order instructing government officials to investigate cryptocurrency, but more crucially, Cathie's anecdotal data points to a faster policy rollout on cryptocurrency. Cathie recently sat down with Michael Saylor to discuss the shifting political dynamic with crypto. Cathie shares her recent experience with a congressman from Mississippi and how she's starting to see a radical shift in politics around Bitcoin. This is because crypto has become a major issue that some people are voting on, and this issue is bipartisan. At the same time, during her visit to St. Pete, politicians there wanted to convene people who are into crypto in order to talk about the huge potential crypto brings to the United States. Cathie bought about 1 million shares of Coinbase in the last month, making it ARK's 3rd largest holding. Coinbase is down over 50% in the last year, so you might be wondering what Cathie sees here. As I mentioned earlier, short-term fluctuations aren't usually indicative of long-term gains or losses. While Coinbase is down over 50% in the last year, Bitcoin is only about 26% down, and Ethereum is actually up over 56%. This is due to widespread concerns about increased regulation and competition for Coinbase. But we do know that there has been a sudden shift in regulation sentiment, allowing for a price arbitrage opportunity. Currently, Coinbase has a trailing PDE ratio of 13, and Cathie plainly expects earnings to rise further from here. Cathie expects Bitcoin to reach over $1 million by 2030, a nearly 25-fold increase from current levels. If we assume Coinbase is undervalued by 50% relative to the crypto market, this could equate to a 50 times return. Many people remain skeptical of cryptocurrencies, but this is changing dramatically, particularly among regulatory bodies and institutions. Cathie further says, quote, "What we're seeing with Bitcoin and traditional institutional investors is the same thing ARK is seeing about all of our strategies. They're very volatile. That's scary for institutional investors. There's no index, they're not in my index, so it'll be very risky to get involved. This is a new asset class, and we don't even know what the regulations are, so we're still seeing a lot of pushback in that direction. However, as a new asset class, we're seeing a lot of pushback in this direction." Unquote. Over $1 trillion is handled by institutions that utilize rules-based or quantitative investment strategies to remove human biases, as 66% of investors report making an emotionally charged investment decision. The move to renewable energies is another short and long-term catalyst for crypto. Bitcoin, according to Cathie Woods, is critical to the acceleration of renewable energies since it incentivizes the purchasing of solar panels. She recently retweeted ARK analyst Sam Corez's tweet, which quoted an article stating that, quote, "The mining facility is designed to be a proof of concept for 100% renewable energy Bitcoin mining at scale. In reality, I think it will also prove 100% renewable energy requires Bitcoin mining at scale." Unquote. Because of Bitcoin's rapid growth, this is critical for its adoption. The adoption of renewable energy requires Bitcoin in order to be profitable, but Bitcoin also requires renewable energy to be environmentally friendly and scalable. This mutual benefit will allow both Bitcoin and renewable energies to accelerate one another over time with a flywheel effect, as Bitcoin's exponential adoption helps renewable energies grow, causing Bitcoin to be adopted faster. The higher adoption of Bitcoin will lead to increased growth in renewable energies, and the cycle continues. The second sector in which Cathie is quite bullish is stay-at-home stocks. Cathie has been talking about stay-at-home stocks for a while, and her thesis has taken longer than expected to play out. If you've seen my other videos, you'll know that inventories are starting to build up and commodities are likely to crash, but that hasn't happened yet, and the opposite has actually happened. That being said, Cathie is still focusing her portfolio on stay-at-home stocks, which she still sees delivering phenomenal returns. The stay-at-home sector includes a wide range of companies, but Cathie is primarily bullish on a few of them. These stocks include Teladoc, Roku, Zoom, Twilio, and UiPath, all of which have experienced significant price drops in the last 12 months. In December of 2021, Cathie predicted that Teladoc stock would increase in value by 7.5 times in 5 years. If the basics remain the same, Teladoc has reduced to over 10 times. Even though Teladoc is ARK's second largest holding, Cathie lately got even more optimistic on UiPath. Although few people know UiPath, the company operates on a B2B or a business-to-business model. The company went public in late April 2021 and has since lost more than 70% of its value. That's right, the stock has lost more than 70% of its value in less than a year. The reason for this is that UiPath's revenue growth has slowed. However, analysts estimate revenue to rise to 20% this year and 30% next year, according to analysts. She believes that significant deadlines in the price of UiPath's shares is simply an excellent purchasing opportunity. This can be seen in their recent buying activities, as she purchased about 4 million shares of UiPath in less than a week. UiPath is a robotics process automation firm that automates online chores such as sending emails and filling up spreadsheets. According to some investors, stay-at-home stocks are a thing of the past, and the world is on the mend from COVID. Cathie, on the other hand, strongly disagrees with such a statement. Consumers will benefit more from stay-at-home alternatives, she believes. Stay-at-home stocks were already expanding when the pandemic began, demonstrating this. Stay-at-home businesses are underappreciated disruptors because no one considers them particularly innovative. Zoom, for example, is disrupting in-person communication, yet most people mistake it for a computer FaceTime. The unrivaled benefits could come from a unique perspective. Let me know what you think of Cathie's thesis in the comment section. Are you investing in cryptocurrencies and staying at home stocks? Please like and subscribe if you love the video. See you guys in the next one, and remember, keep living life bullish.